Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. You're in for a treat today because we are headed down to Walt Disney World with friend of the show, Eric from Connecticut, as we talk about his trip down there to Walt Disney World with a split stay. He stayed a night at the Renaissance at Disney Springs to kick off the trip, and then he switched over to Disney's Beach Club Resort. We talk about fun times in the theme parks there during the Festival of the Arts period, and had some fun with that. Also, we talk about great meals at places like Wine Bar George, Liberty Tree Tavern, Space 220, and more. And also, what's going on with the Disney parks right now and why nostalgia has its place, but Disney also needs to keep marching into the future. Lots of great thoughts on today's show. Get ready for some fun Disney talk. Don't forget, our show is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. We could not do this without your support. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2670 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had an outstanding weekend wherever this show finds you. And hope you have a great week moving forward. Let's get out there and, get back to work, be productive, and make this a great spring week. And today we're going to do that with a fun trip report with one of our friends of the show. You've heard him here. And last time when he was on the show, man, he was under the weather. I'll tell you what. And he powered through. Eric, you powered through that show. I mean,
and
it was amazing.
I found out afterwards, degree fever. I don't even know. Like, I should not have signed it. I just said, look, I'm out.
Well, here's the thing, because this is one of the most educator-friendly podcasts out there, because I spent 17 years in the classroom. My wife is in her 28th year of teaching. We love our teachers, and teachers go in even when they're under the weather. They're there for the students all the time. And you were there. You're like, you know what? We're going to make this podcast happen. I'm not going to cancel out. And you powered through. And that's what our teachers do. And I just wanted, before we get going today, because I know it is April in a lot of places around the country, getting ready for standardized testing, because in here, the end of the school year is on the horizon. Like you can see it. And Eric and I were talking in the pre-show. They're down to 45, 50 days till summer vacation, so you can see it. You could almost taste it, right? I mean, a lot of and teachers notoriously have these. June hits, and then boom, it's time to go to Walt Disney World. July on the East Coast. Get out of school, first place you do, head to Florida. That's what I used to do, right? And great. Right. So you got all these good things going, but hey, hang in there, because this is the hardest stretch. The kids get wild, they're out of control. It's nuts, and it seems like the principals are throwing in all these extra things on you. I just want to tell you, you're appreciated, and you can make it. So hang in there. We got you.
Love the kids. They really need their April vacation right now.
The teachers 10 times more.
They need spring break. It was nice. Our vacation, our school is one of the few districts anymore that has a full vacation around President's Day. So that was when my trip was. This was this February. We were there the 9th through the 9, 10, 11, 12, 15th or 16th, which is a good long time. And February is a great time to go. The parks were not crowded, except, it was President's Day weekend. And there were the cheerleaders who were there the weekend before President's Day weekend. Yep. I think I posted that in the Discord. Like, we were behind cheerleading groups I was behind cheerleading groups a few times. And there would be like just this horde of girls going to arrive, and then like 32 people just like flow in front of you because they just appeared out of nowhere.
Story of my life. I mean, I'm a cheer
Yeah,
dad, so yeah, I know this is.
yeah.
I call it, Attack of the Bows. Here
It
come the
was nice.
bows.
You know,
Yeah.
we heard all the gossip too because they were talking about what was happening at Chair, how they did all that. It was nice. They were having a ball. They were
It,
just having a lot of fun.
Funniest thing about cheerleaders is like the younger cheerleaders, like I'd say like 12 and below, 32 of them will all talk at the exact same time. I mean, like,
Yes.
but they can communicate somehow. It's like the eighth
And
wonder of the world. They can all talk at the same time, and they all like can hear each other.
I
But
will say,
when they get to like
all of them
14,
talking at the same
wh-
time inside the queue for Toy Story Mania is a lot of chatter.
it is.
It's a lot. Yeah.
But I will say when they get to 14 and above, then nobody's talking. Everybody's just looking down at their phones, and they're kind of
You know,
moody.
I was
Sometimes.
very happy to say that I did not see much of that. It might be that like chaperones have gone to the point where no phones while you're there. I've got it. I'll book the lightning lanes if we have it. And it was really nice. We got into some great conversations with the coaches in line because one of the great things about Disney is you talk in line.
Yeah.
You know, I got behind a group that came in second, and the woman was just so proud about being second in their division um, that they got everyone the Premier Lightning Lane pass.
Wow.
She said, like, the sponsors provided the money. It was just kind of like an extra thing. So yeah, it was awesome. They were in line for Flight of Passage first thing in the morning.
And shout out to that gym owner. That's sweet. I'll tell you what.
It was a car dealership, but there's,
They must have been
you,
selling
you
a lot
say
of
that,
Chevys. I like it.
who they are.
Hey man, the quickest way to go broke is to have a daughter in cheerleading or any kind of travel sport. I'll say it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But let's talk Disney here. So
Sure.
you were just down, and we're going to talk about your trip. And we've talked about your background many times here on the podcast. But I thought I'd catch you up on like what's happening with the Disney news. So we've had news lately with Villains Land coming. The changes coming to Liberty Square. I was going to let you, have a couple minutes here to sound off on what do you think with the latest announcements, the things coming this summer, the kids areas to the Magic Kingdom.
I'm
What do you
not
think?
a person who believes things should be left in amber.
Mhm.
I'm always very forgiving when things change and Disney tries something new. That said, I really did feel a bit of a pang when we were on the Liberty Bell going around for like one last cruise around the rivers of America. I'm not a nostalgic at the parks. That's just not the way that I travel. That's not the way that I see the world. You look back on the good times, but things change and they're meant to. But it's gonna be hard going back and not seeing the rivers of America there. It was a little hard for me not to see the fountain there too at Epcot, but I think they did a really lovely job with what they did there. There's like nice seating. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous at night. I think the area that they made a really nice area that's updated, and it's not just like concrete with a fountain. It feels like a destination, like a place to go and relax with something from the cafe. I miss the fountain for personal reasons because one of my favorite memories is having food with my now girlfriend at the Electric Umbrella. We shared an order of fries. We watched the fountain for a half hour and we didn't talk much. We just like sat there,
I love it.
ate fries, and it was like really lovely. Yeah, losing the fountain's good, but I think Disney needs to keep changing. They need to add more. The Rivers of America is beautiful. It's a lot of atmosphere. Uh, Thinking like a park owner, it's also a lot of space. And even when during the day when we knew it was closing, I went down there. I always go for like a day or two by myself. There still weren't a lot of people on the island. And what normally happens is when something closes, a lot of people go and rush to that attraction and the lines get longer. It still was like, I don't want to say empty, but still it was like we could walk on that island different places on President's Day weekend and there would be no one there.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something to be said for that, but also if you're running a company, you got to look at that space and say, this is not being utilized. We're upkeeping all of this. What can we put here that's a draw? You can argue whether Cars Land fits. I don't know. That remains to be seen. But I'm glad that they're not just leveling it. I'm glad that they're adding 2 new things. I'm glad that the rivers still are going to remain in Disneyland so that you can see something very similar. And I think the one in Disneyland is actually a little bit better than the one that we have here. I don't know if they have it in other parks around the world. It was tough to say goodbye. We got some good pictures from the boat, and the boat is one of my favorite, low key. I call them dad rides.
Yeah,
You get on it, it's a slow moving transportation. You can sit down and like enjoy something that's old.
I like it. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, we're going to get a lot of new stuff. We're getting the parade coming to the Magic Kingdom this summer. We're going to get the villain show over at the studios. We're going to get new lands, new things to experience. It's kind of the next generation of the park experience. I'm very nostalgic. I hate to see things go because, again, like you said, when you talked about the fries at the Electric Umbrella, I'm thinking about, times I ate at the Electric Umbrella. Was it the best restaurant ever? No. I mean, it got the lowest ratings consistently in the unofficial guide.
Let's be
It's nostalgia,
realistic.
though.
It was not a good restaurant.
No, it wasn't. But it was, but, I think what it does, and it's, there's just people that are, and it's me, it's people like me that have a hard time detaching themselves from nostalgic memories, is that when you went in the Electric Umbrella, it was definitely like a snapshot of like that time period because of all the neon signs and
what we called
the
it the Starship
carpets.
Enterprise.
Well, it looked like an 80s skating rink in there. You know what I'm saying? And like, you just hate to see those kind of atmospheres go away, but they did because the times change.
Right.
That's just how it has, things are going to happen like it. It's just
And
like
honestly,
shopping malls are gone.
one of the new things that I love doing was the Moana Journey of Water. It is probably one of the most well realized things that they have put in a park, at least since COVID. It is so well done and so fun and educational. Um, Donna, my brother, and I, that's the 3 of us who went, my girlfriend, myself, and my twin brother, Todd. We went in, and you can get as wet as you want to. The kids could go in there and get soaked, or you could, play with your hands, everything over the running water, everything worked. You could try to, there's this one part where the water comes down in the rocks and you walk a certain speed through it and the water will just stop. And it's like you're walking through the curtain without getting wet. And the kids were trying to run through it and get wet. Or the part where you could go up, raise your hands, and the water splashes over you. Or up against the rocks, and in some cases on you if you sit in one of those spots that you can tell because the wetness on the ground will get you wet.
Yeah, totally.
It was educational because it really did get into the water cycle. I work at a STEAM school, so I was like reading all these things. I'm a read the plaque guy. And
Love it.
It was, I would like to say that it is an almost perfect walkthrough attraction. I feel like I might be hyping it up too much, but that's what I think. One of the best things they've done in forever.
Well, and it brings IP into the park in a way that you don't have to, like, I've seen Moana. I don't see a lot of movies, but I have seen Moana, and I do enjoy it. I enjoy the movie a whole lot. But you don't have to know anything about Moana to just have a blast in there because, it's the water cycle. It's teaching you. It's entertainment at its best. It's the old Epcot.
It's in a great spot, too, because it's basically shows you the water coming on shore. And you go one way, you're at the sea. You go the other way.
That's a good point.
Land.
I never even thought about it. I never thought that deeply. That's exactly right.
Spaced.
I love that. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, left, right, land, water.
So what do you know? I'm a Disney nerd. I'm like,
oh my God!
Between the 2 pavilions.
Somebody just gave us a like on Facebook too. I see a thumb. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, nailed it. And shout out to Scotty G, finally back from Hawaii, who's watching over on Instagram. I thought the dude might have. Speaking of Moana, I thought that dude might have joined, moved to Hawaii, got all of his stuff shipped over there. I'm just glad he's back.
Scotty, you have my sympathies for having to come back.
I know, seriously. I wanted to call him all day today, but I know he took that flight. Like, he left late from Hawaii yesterday, and I was like, dude, guy's got to sleep probably all day today. I don't know. It's 7 hours of time difference. He's got to be jet lagged like nobody's business. So I'm glad he's up and among the living. So I'm going to call him after this podcast, maybe. Anyway, so let's talk about your trip. So you were down there. You guys stayed at. Tell us about, because you did a split. You did Beach Club and the Renaissance in Disney Springs.
We did. Well, the first one was the Renaissance, which I think is the Renaissance took over one of the hotels at Disney Springs.
Is that the one that used to be the big tall white one? Because I saw an R
I
on
don't
it.
think it was the B because it's
Okay.
on the other side. It's right
Okay.
next to the DoubleTree,
Okay.
which I stayed in last time, and I can't really recommend as a hotel. I didn't think it was dingy and old in a dated way, not in a good way. The Renaissance was really nice for a night. Um, the split stay was because I like to go down there a day by myself, but my brother also, to avoid some weather coming in, said I can be. It's free to change his airline with when weather comes. So he decided to add a day. So I decided to add a day, and we both ended up there. It was nicely appointed. Um, it wasn't the most beautiful hotel, but it was a very nice hotel. The pool is definitely dated, especially like I'm going to talk about the beach club pool. I mean, it's a small pool, concrete, so you're not going to go there for the pool. And the bus transportation was you had to reserve the bus that you're going to the parks each day, so they kind of had you schedule.
Hmm.
But for the price, the bed was comfortable. The staff was really nice. It was a nice walk to Disney Spring where I met my brother the day we got down. We decided to go to Wine Bar George because we're both wine people, and I could have sat there and taken 1 ounce pours all day. What Bar George does is you can order the bottles, you can order a standard pour, but you can also order 1 ounce pours for $3 to $7 depending on the wine. It's like it's
So
a wine with a little like shot
I'm not a
glass.
drinker. So is that like a shot
Yeah,
because I do
it's like you
tequila?
get the wine glass. There's maybe like half an inch at the bottom,
Okay.
and it's just kind of like the way you can taste. You can get a flight of something, and you'll pay a discounted price for each one. This is,
Just a little
a little
taste.
bit of wine, and they could have taken me for $100 while I was there if my brother didn't stop me. Um, they have won awards for having the best short wine list in America. You know, there in Disney Springs. Um, Everything was delicious. Everyone told me to have the meatballs, which were good, but they're made to complement different wines, and the wines are brought in to complement the food. So the real idea behind the meatballs that were there were, you order the type of red wine that you would have with this, and it's kind of like there's three of them. It's kind of like your palate cleanser between the wine. You don't go there for the food, you go there for the wine tastings,
Hmm.
even though they have a full menu. In everything there was, top notch. The sommelier, will come and talk to you as long as you want about the wine and what it's like. And wine people really can go into detail about wine. Um, the location is wonderful. We got sat right by the nice windows that overlook the balloon characters in flight and the water. I recommend, especially if you're a wine person. It was a really nice restaurant for wine. My brother went to Gideon's before, and unlike a lot of people who go to Gideon's, he was not impressed with them.
Wow.
Like he says, like it's a 20-minute wait for a cookie.
A 20-minute
Um,
wait. That's like
yeah,
that's
that's
super
low
short.
for
Like I
yeah.
say, it's usually like an
And
hour
like
at
he
least.
says, like the cookie's good, but I'm waiting 20 minutes for it.
Wow.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's Gideon's.
Well.
Uh, so there you get an idea of my food. I've called myself on the show before a New York food snob because like I go into New York and I'll find the Michelin stars or the Bib Gourmands and I try to have something there. So that's the way I eat. Um,
I
it
love that
was
though because see, I get to learn from you because I'm a Missouri guy. I'm not even
yeah.
in St. Louis. I'm in the country
That's
outskirts here, and I eat Taco Bell, and Texas Roadhouse
Mhm.
is a good night for us, on a Saturday night, and so I've never been to Wine Bar George, and I do a few signature things here and there because like when I'm
Mhm.
with Scott, I've been to
Sure.
Marcuse's. Yeah, I'm not a total hick, like I've been to Jico, with Pam Forster and stuff. So I've had, and I go to like Palo and
You're
stuff on the
not a
cruise line.
hick. You like what you like.
I
Don't be
do like
ashamed
that
to
stuff.
like
I mean,
the
I'm more
food that you
comfortable.
like.
Honest to God, I'm more comfortable at Texas Roadhouse to be dead honest, and I'm comfortable with that. But I do like to experience things in life, right? I
Mhm.
mean, I like to have all the experiences. But like if I was at Victoria and Albert's, I'd be sweating bullets the whole time. But I'd enjoy it probably.
Yeah, that
But
is a little stuffy for me too. I'll admit, I want to try it, but I think it's kind of like a 1 one and done. I don't like wearing the jacket. Like if I could go in this flannel that I'm wearing now,
Me too.
I'd be fine. But the jacket, can I put
I
the
could
jacket over the flannel?
I mean, I've worn tuxedos on the cruise before to formal night just because it's fun to look like you're a Secret Service agent every once in a while. But
Yeah.
I love this though because I get to learn. I had no idea about the wines and about all this. I love hearing about this, Eric. So that people always rave about wine bar, George. I never hear anybody that goes and
Very
says, "Oh,
good.
I didn't enjoy
But
it." Everybody says, "I love it. I'm coming
I'm
back."
not recommending it for the food, which was still very good. I'm recommending it for a wine person to go and like really just enjoy some top flight wines with some very, very knowledgeable people. I also stopped at Palo and had like a shot of the really great what's that tomatoes called? Gazpacho. They sell gazpacho in these like individual um, containers that you could like unscrew and just drink while you're walking. That was delicious too. So
Give me
walk
the
around
cookie.
walk around with a bottle of gazpacho and just down it while you're walking through Disney Springs. That's living.
So but you're right. I mean, the Disney Springs hotels. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of them. I mean, they serve a purpose. I've stayed in them. I've stayed in almost every one of them over the course of Mallory's cheerleading career because that's where a lot of the cheer comp because they have to book packages through this company called Varsity, which runs everything in cheerleading. And they would offer the gyms. Either you could stay on site or these Disney Springs hotels. And for some reason, our gym always picked the Disney Springs hotels and a different one every year. So I've been to the Holiday Inn, I've been to the B, I've been to the Ramada, everything on that.
You're not getting Disney, but Disney does make sure that they have a certain quality because Disney's name is kind of attached to them.
But the problem is
have that quality. Disney comes in and says,
correct.
You need to
correct.
You need to do better.
But the problem is, if you are somebody listening to our show who's been to Walt Disney World many times, what I just kept saying is, no matter what the quality is and all this, like I'd much rather be at All Star Sports just because I am a Disney fan. Like I just want to be in the bubble, right? I mean, it was nice to walk to Disney Springs, which I did every morning and got Earl a sandwich for breakfast and stuff. But I still felt like 1 degree separated from my Disney vacation.
I just did, by the way, the little mwah for Earl a sandwich. The original.
Oh man,
I still have to get the original every time I go. And on my last day there, after everyone else had left, I got 2 hours. I'm going to hop on a bus. I'm going to go get the original. I'm going to come back and catch my flight. Great sandwiches.
I get the holiday.
Well, we transferred. I transferred to the beach club after that. And I had this kind of uncanny valley experience. I'm from New England. I live in Connecticut right now near New York. And my aunt would always take us to a place called the Water's Edge, which was a beach club in New England. And walking into the beach club, I'm looking up and I'm like, it's the exact same color scheme and entry. Someone must have been here. And then I went back and looked at pictures of the interior from back in the day, and the lobby feels like the lobby of the New England Beach Club, which for me was kind of like, I'm expecting my aunt to walk around the corner any minute now and usher us into the restaurant or something. It was really lovely. They really captured it just about perfectly. And it was built in the 1990s, I think.
Yeah, so Michael Eisner probably visited there at some point. Yeah.
Oh, someone visited the clubs up here because the colors are just right. The ambiance on the inside, even with the new lobby, is just right. The rooms were nice and big, although we were on the we were on the 3rd floor, and I'll have to pull the dad homeowner out of this. Disney, clean your gutters.
I've seen stuff
getting
like that.
worried.
I've seen
You gotta have someone go through and fix that. Apropos nothing. Lovely view. Clean your gutters. And it was a 5-minute walk to Epcot. And I had planters for Salis at the time, which as a runner, is a pain on the inside of the arch of your foot.
Yeah, keep that away from me. That is not cool.
Yeah, it is worse in the morning, and it kind of loosens up as the day goes on if you're wearing some good shoes for it. And even as I was like slowly limping to the park every day, it still only took me 5 minutes, and we were at one of the further rooms from the front of the park. That is like the big draw. I don't know if this is the hotel for me The food was at the quick service was not great. It probably
Right.
has the weakest quick service
I
that I've
agree
been
there.
to.
Yep.
And there's no seating. You had to go either outside or around the corner and down a hall into the solarium. Um, but the hotel, for the location, you're there for the location and you're there for the pool. We got a good deal on it because the pool was closed.
Yep.
If we didn't have that good deal, we'd have been back. I'd have been back at Wilderness Lodge, which is I think my first love of Disney resorts. But if you're going to stay for the pool, if you want to be walking distance to Epcot, it can't be beat. And the price is cheaper than the other two hotels there too, I think. So I would recommend it. I also want to add, I travel with a CPAP now. Oh my God, I sound like such a old man. I had plantar fascialis. I travel with a CPAP.
Hey, you're
My
welcome.
neck
This is
is
the old man
bothering
show.
me
I
a
was telling
little
my
bit.
wife, man, my shoulder hurts because it's raining when I came
Right.
down to the studio
So
today.
yeah, 52, man. No, 51. I don't want to age myself too much.
Same here.
As an aside, on the trip, I went to a Dunkin' Donuts, and they just gave me the senior discount.
Oh, dude,
I'm like,
please
I
don't do that to
wanted
me.
to have to show my ID. I'm not old enough yet.
I will
want
pay.
them to
I will
go,
pay
"No, you
extra.
don't
I
get
will
the senior
not take it.
discount.
I will not accept
Here."
a senior
So
discount.
I was kind of insulted. I still took the free coffee, but I was kind of insulted. I don't look that old. It's
I'm
the
like,
gray
nope.
and the beard.
I will pay extra. I will pay the going rate.
Uh,
and I'm super cheap. Go ahead.
Same here. That's why I took the coffee. Anyway, where was I? So I travel with a CPAP, and one of the things you need for the newer ones is they have a humidifier chamber that uses distilled water. I was concerned about getting distilled water for it at Disney, but Disney is very smart. At the shops, they keep gallons of distilled water in the back for people who request it for medical purposes like this. So you can go up to the desk, or you can go to more likely the store where you get all the toiletries and Advil and things. And they will bring you for $2.99, which is not a bad price for a gallon of the water that you need to run the machine.
That's good.
You have to request it, and please. These are for the distilled waters for medical purposes. It's you can drink it, but it's not great for drinking. So $2.99. You're getting the little things of the water there. They're like $5 for a little plastic bottle. So it's a good price because Pure Life is one of the brands. I think around here it can be up to $2.49. So there's not much of an upcharge for it. So if you're traveling with a CPAP, you can go and you can get the water down there. You don't have to travel with the water in your suitcase. Also, or as a carry-on. Also, as placement of the machine, the nightstands that they have in between the beds, for mine, which is a ResMed, people who know CPAPs will know what I'm talking about. It was a little small and very cramped to fit it on. So I moved it to the side with the desk, and it fit very, very nicely over there. If you're getting something with a king bed that doesn't have a desk next to it, just understand that it's going to take a little wiggle room to get it to fit on the nightstand that's between the beds. You want to do the one that's on the side.
Good tips. And that'll help folks that are going down because a lot, again, the hotel rooms look different. And a lot of folks, maybe it's the first time traveling with CPAP.
Everyone's a little different, but you'll always be able to get the water. And since it's humid, you're not going to go through it as much. And the 1 gallon lasted me the entire trip. I actually had some left over, whereas here in Connecticut, it just evaporates like that every night. So
good tip. We got to put people at ease. That way, ease of the worry free. All right, so because I want to make sure we get into the theme park stuff too, because I also want to talk about a couple of the restaurants towards the end. But how was the theme parks during this time? Because, like you said, could have been busy, could maybe not.
During the week, it was some of the best things I ever saw. The largest line was for the Tiger Cub.
I kept hearing that online. That's crazy.
Get there early. And I walk my first day. I'm torn on myself, and I did 4 parks in 4 days. I walked into Animal Kingdom like, I'll go see the Tiger Cub, And I show up and I go, "Is this where the line is?" She goes, "Yes, it's a 2.5 hour wait."
That is
Thank
nuts.
you.
That's
Sure,
wild.
it's adorable. I'll go home and watch, National Geographic. We're
Well, because
good.
we have a free zoo here in St. Louis, and we have tigers.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've seen tigers my whole life. I mean, I guess the
Yeah.
tiger cub is
No, I
probably
mean it's
cute. I
cool.
mean,
And
yeah,
and like
but
and
dude,
the
that's
afternoon
wild.
the line disappears because the tiger's either inside or it's asleep. So I got to see a
Huh.
sleeping tiger cub.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
then it just looks like a stuffed animal, I guess. I
yeah,
mean,
it's not playing, but it's still nice. Um, Really great. I didn't notice how great the aviaries are until this trip when I actually spent some time in them, like looking at each bird and taking pictures of them. I'm not a bird guy, but I think a lot of people just walk through. Oh, there's a nice one. There's a nice bird. That's cute. They really were spending some time in the experts there. Like they really know their stuff. They're great exhibits if you get a chance. Take your time, slow down when you're there. Animal Kingdom is a great place to slow down.
I haven't been
Um,
back there in a long time. I mean, I remember the bats like a long
mhm,
time ago. They were
yeah,
interesting.
they're still there.
Yeah. See, I haven't. I see. You're encouraging me to do that again because I
We
haven't.
we
I bet you haven't been
also
back there in a decade.
took some of the paths through the Tree of Life, which was nice. My girlfriend had a friend's daughter who was working at the Starbucks there, so we went to see her and say hi, take a quick picture, FaceTime with mom, and to get there during her break, we cut through the pass on the Tree of Life, and no one was on them, while the rest of the pass were really, really crowded. So if you want to get like across that big park quickly, like go right behind, I think at the entrance of It's Tough to Be a Bug, and it brings you out right by the Starbucks. It was also my first time at Nomad Grill,
Hmm.
uh, Nomad Lounge. I'm sorry, which was good. I really liked the nice little spot to stop in the middle of the day. And Dinosaur was nice to say goodbye to one of my low key favorite rides at the park. I really have loved it since it was there. And for the first time ever, I had to wait in a line for it.
Oh,
I mean, I never used to be like 5 minutes, 4 minutes, walk on, walk right in. No, there's a whole queue out to the right of that with like dinosaur statues and things. I had no idea it existed.
oh, you went out by like the ferns and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, I've
I
had
didn't
wait
even know
out
it
there
was
like
there
over
because like
Christmas
every
before.
time I've
Yeah,
gone, it's been a walk on.
yeah,
I guess with it closing, and
yeah.
sometimes with Disney, when they begin know they're closing a ride, effects begin to like
Yes.
stop working. It was in really good condition, so go say goodbye. You don't have to worry about seeing things that are you know not up to keep because it's in really good shape for a ride that they're closing. And the new Nemo show there. I'm not a show person, but Donna really enjoyed it. She thought it was better than the older one.
Did you guys say goodbye to Tough to Be a Bug? You're not a show person, but just do that?
I really don't like that, so I decided to spend my time elsewhere.
Just wondered because we had, that was going away too. Because you were in the
Yeah,
neighborhood there. I was wondering, you cut through the tree of life. So
not
I was
not
just,
not not, not my
yeah.
show. It's not a bug thing. It's more of a I just like. It's more the moment where the things crawl
Yeah, no,
behind you,
it's got to
like
be. I know
poking
some
your
people
ass.
don't
It's like,
like that at
how
all. I
can we
just want to
make
get
this
rid of
show
it.
more unpleasant? I don't know.
just
Let's pretend
that's what
there's
Ricky said.
maggots under your seat.
That's Ricky swears that's the truth. I think it's hilarious. But
Yes.
Ricky, I know a lot of people say that.
Not
Maybe it's
not
because
not
I
my
grew
sense
up
of
playing
humor.
with bugs. I don't know.
Um,
Like
One of the
we get
weird
all.
things that happens while we were there, the entire Magic Kingdom had a power failure.
I remember that. Yeah.
The
Okay. So
entire park went down.
you were in there
So we
when it
had
happened?
eaten at Steakhouse 71,
Okay.
which was excellent. My brother was on the meal plan. I wasn't because he was in a separate room. We're twins. We don't do well in the same room together. Um, and
You already spent your time together a long, long
right,
time ago.
yeah, we're we've done time. We were those twins who had a tape line literally down the middle of the room so that my stuff wouldn't get on his
I,
side.
I get it.
The it was literal. We had a tape line and we argued about where the tape line would be.
I love it.
Uh, the, he had a mission to really make the meal plan worth it. So we went to steakhouse and he got like the prime steak.
He's
He got
gonna
the
win.
filet, the $59 filet. We went to Kona and he got the most expensive thing on the menu there. By the way, Kona, it's a cheat code. It's always a good meal there.
Yes,
I have not
100%.
had something that I don't like. If you can't get, you will not be disappointed with what you get at Kona. So by the time we totaled it up, and he had done $200 over the price of the meal plan, just because he would like, I'm going to get the most expensive thing, and I'm going to add the wine, and I'm going to get this. I'm just eating it all, and it was a great time for him with the food. The only one he was disappointed with was the Liberty Tree, because it's a fixed price.
Yep.
It's like, well, I can't game this one.
Nope, you can't.
Uh,
It's good
Liberty Tree
food.
is a new favorite restaurant for us. We thought it was absolutely delicious. Everything there was really good. The salad is definitely something to write home about. Um, Excellent, excellent meal there. Really, really well themed. Bigger restaurant than you think from the outside. Uh, great experience there. High recommend.
I love
Anyway,
that. Oh, I'm with you on Liberty Tree. The only issue I have with Liberty Tree is when I walk out of that place, I am in pain. I have no restraint because it's my kind of food. It's that Thanksgiving food.
yes.
And then, like, I eat too much of that, then they bring out that dessert. And oh my gosh,
Oh God, so good.
that dessert, you just, I can't,
Like
I'm like, one more bite. I have one more bite at like 12
they
times. I mean, and then it's
they
like three more desserts. It's like crazy.
they bookend that meal. The salad is incredible. The ooby gooey is fantastic.
Exactly.
The middle, yeah, it's fine, it's good.
No, the
But
middle's awesome
like
too. Yeah, it's
they
crazy.
brought the rib the turkey. I'm like, just keep bringing more
Yeah,
salad.
it's
Just bring more salad. I'll eat
they should not let you just do that. They should be like,
Right.
sir, you're gonna be in pain. I know. I see this all day. Like, please.
Luckily, afterwards, we went to the fireworks show where Donna will talk to anyone. Got into this wonderful conversation with this couple from Brazil, and I just got to sit there and digest, or stand there and
Wait,
digest. So,
it's fireworks and digestion.
yeah.
The
Anyway, I
right
was
combo.
talking. The whole park went down. We had gone from Steakhouse to see the Tiki Birds, which was his favorite show. And we got there, and Pirates is down, and the Tiki Birds, and so I'm like, okay, let's walk around the corner to see the Country Bears. We get there, and Country Bears is down, and like we pull out the app, and it's like everything has a black star next to it. The only thing that's open is Tron, and we look at the guy, and he goes, "Oh, they're evacuating Tron now too." They'd said that this had almost never happened before. There was like a major electrical failure on one of the lines going in, and it took them a lot of the night to prepare. And they were repaired, and they were rushing to do it because they had a ticketed event that night. So, we hightailed it out of there. While we were on the monorail back, the person who was there said, "What's going on? Why is everyone leaving so early? We don't understand." Like, well, take a look at our app. And I saw their jaws just drop. These are things that happen sometimes. You can't plan for them.
Right.
Everyone's experienced the power going out, and Disney has multiple power lines coming in there. It was just like this major failure. And high compliments to the cast members, who I'm sure are getting a whole bunch of grief from people,
100%.
and it really isn't their fault. And they were like so professional, so nice, so sympathetic about it. We were fine. We went over to Epcot and ended our day just like relaxing there by the statue. I've honestly never seen anything like that happen in Disney Park, and I hope it never happens again.
Yeah, that was great. I remember seeing it on social media that night. Really, everybody was like, "Whoa, what is going on?" But I mean,
Yeah.
they bounced back. I mean, rather quickly because I mean that was a major deal that night. So,
Oh, they have to. Like
yeah, I was
that's
just
a
like,
all
"What
hands
is
on
that?"
deck.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
I mean, they could have gone, well, after the fireworks show, we'll just close the night and forget it. But they have that ticketed event going on, and they're not going to be refunding.
right.
They don't want to refund that.
That gives them incentive to get because I picture. I mean, you're I think you're a movie guy, like that GIF from the movie Airplane, where the guy unplugs the thing when the airplane's getting ready to land in the tower.
Yeah. Well,
everybody was
that's great.
sharing
This
that
what I
that
just
night.
did is great for
Yeah.
an audio podcast.
Exactly. That's all.
Pulls it off, and he like
Everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The guy, yeah, he unplugs that. Like, just
pulls the
kidding.
radar out.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what everybody was sharing that night, and I was like, that's pretty much what happened.
To quickly wrap up the food, we also did Space, which was good food, but I didn't think it was a great value. Um, it's a nice experience. I did it once. A lot of it is based on where you're sitting. We were right up against the windows at the left side, and if you're sitting back away from the windows, it's a much better view.
Yep.
And then I don't like feeling a little nickel and dimed at a restaurant. But there you get, for your 50 something dollars, you get your appetizer and your meal. No soda, no drinks, no dessert. And they would say, would you like to get a dessert? Would you like to add on soda? It says, would you like to add on soda that? Everywhere else in Disney, I'm like, for this $55, we would get everything included. There wasn't salt and pepper. Like, we had to ask for the salt and pepper to be placed on our table. And I think that kind of ruined the experience of it. If you have kids, they're going to love it. My suggestion is do the lounge if you can get the lounge, and skip the regular meal. It was nice that we did that. We also did Woody's Roundup, which was good meal. Middle of the road, fine.
See, I've done Space 220. I enjoyed it, but it's not one of those places I have to go every trip. I still haven't been back. But I'm a space nut, right? I worked at space camp and all that stuff. I mean, I'm a huge space nut. Now, it is a great experience. Everybody should check it out, I think. But it is not a place that you're going to return to time and time again, because once you do the space
you're
elevator,
paying for the experience
exactly, there. It's almost like an attraction and it's like a dinner show. But so Woody's, though, you say kind of decent, because I still haven't been there. Barbecue's my jam, but there's just so many places at Walt Disney World. You only get so many meals.
Yeah, I mean, it's decent. It's a fun restaurant. I don't think it's a must. Kids will like it. There's something there for everyone. It is definitely meat based. There is like the coleslaw was in like a tiny thing of coleslaw buried amongst an entire plate of ribs. It really has that backyard barbecue feel of dad just fires up the grill and you are eating meat for the rest of the time. So if you don't want meat sweats in the middle of a hot day, maybe save it for the evening.
Yes.
It was good though. It was a good restaurant. Just be prepared for meat or impossible meat, which is, the plant-based meat.
Yep. Sounds like not when it's even though it does sound like a 4th of July meal, maybe not on the 4th of July at noon. That's probably a bad decision.
Yeah.
In the studios. So what else was anything happening that was did you have any, I'm trying to think, you were down there, was Festival of the Arts going on, or Flower and Garden?
Oh yeah, Festival of the Arts was there, which is like on the down low, like a really good festival.
I agree. I love that festival.
They did the area of it's still Communicore. Is it still called Communicore Hall?
I believe so. Yeah.
It had been a merchandise area for the other festivals, but this year they brought in Broadway. They had props and costumes and a little bit of the history of the Broadway shows that Disney has done, starting with Newsies, which I saw, and going through The Lion King, which is on there now. It was really well done. It was an excellent use of the place. The props were fantastic. They really showed what it was like to create the props from The Lion King. They had a copy of the workbench there and actual props that were used. The giraffe was incredible. And there was like these cool little photo ops where you could take a picture rubbing the lamp from the genie, or another one where you could stand on Pride Rock holding up a stuffed Simba, which was fun, like really hammered up on that. I hope they keep doing that. They have such a vast archive, and that is a perfect place to do an exhibition of like Disney horticulture, or I don't know what you could do for food and wine, but they really have something there if they use it the way that they did for the Festival of the Arts.
I don't know if it's big enough, but I like what they used to do for food and wine, like what they used to do over in the what's it called, the big World Show place, where they could have little stations of culinary demonstrations going on. Not full on like where you go to the class, but you could go in and get those nitrogen dipped whatever ice creams, or whatever. There were just like little stations where you could just try some different cool stuff in there real quick, because it's like such a great location. Boom, right there.
It is. I haven't been there since to Food and Wine in a while, and I really want to get back to it. But like teacher schedule, falls a hard time for us to get down there, and I don't think I want to do weekends anymore, where you fly in on Friday night and you leave on Sunday night. It's hard. I've gotten a little too old for that. it was great. We also got to ride Tron for the first time, which was perfect for our old bones at only like a minute and a half,
Agreed.
because the thing hit Donna's back and she's like, oh, we're gonna be like this the whole time. And by the time we got off of it, we were like, yeah, I don't think we want to. Good ride. I don't think we want to do two more of that at like our mid 50s.
Yeah,
I would
you
definitely
can almost hold your breath for that long of a ride, right? I mean, it's like
right,
it's
right.
seriously, worst case, you can
Yeah,
just hold your breath.
it's a nice ride. I would do it again. And Disney Magic Kingdom needs rides like that. We also thought Tiana's was very well done. It was also a fun ride as well. So good on that. Country Bears 2 was new. I thought it was better than the old show.
People are saying
Uh,
that. I don't know why I missed it last time. I was like, I meant to do it, and I walked past it like 5 times. And just like, I didn't go in.
it's become to older
Oh,
to Disney people a very skippable thing, because it's been the same thing and the same jokes since like the
I
1970s.
love the
And
show. I can't
but-
believe I'm so mad at
right,
myself for not going in. Oh,
but
last time I was there.
the old jokes are good, but they're kind of narrow. They're country jokes, hillbilly jokes, and I think like that sense of humor has changed. They kept a lot of the spirit of the Country Bears, and included the Disney songs. And I like that they're using different Disney songs now. Like they're not all using the same ones that you hear for everything. So good change there. And I absolutely love the new nighttime show at Epcot.
See, I have not seen that. I've been there 3 times, but I've been there for 3 straight race weekends, and I
Oh,
cannot stay out
yeah.
to see the
You got to
fireworks when I got to get up
because
at
you're
2:30.
waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning to get in
Exactly.
the crowd.
So now, because you've been a Disney fan for quite a while, where would you put it with like Epcot Forever, Harmonious, Illuminations? Where would you put it on that scale, Luminous?
I'd put it under Illuminations, but above the other ones.
Okay, that's
Uh,
that's fair. Yeah, cool.
I I'm a sucker for Epcot shows. I'll say that they put together my favorite shows. And Donna says there was a sense that it had a little bit of World of Color DNA with all the fountains in it. It the message of it was good. It hit the message of unity. They integrated all of the pavilions very, very well. The songs weren't all the songs that you're used to hearing in Disney nighttime shows. They had different ones and slightly different versions of them, which I always appreciate. The fireworks were really, really well done. I thought it was just an excellent show that I'm looking forward to seeing again and again and again and again.
I got to see it. I just got to, for once, I got to be down there when I'm not racing the next morning at 5 a.m. It's been a bad thing. I love racing, but it's like every time I'm there, I'm doing a race. Got to get down there outside of
Oh,
that.
speaking of racing, did an interesting thing where I timed the Skyliner over over from our hotel to the studios, the boat, and walking, and basically found the boat to be the fastest every time.
The boat.
This is what the cast member said, and I didn't quite believe them. I'm like, it can't be. But he said if you catch the boat at the beach club, after the beach club, it only has one more stop, and they run about every 10 minutes or so. So say you just miss it. It's 10 minutes. It has one more stop, and then it goes straight to the studios, and then from the studios it goes straight back. The the Skyliner took an average of about 40 minutes each time we went, and the boat was about between 25 and 35. If the boat is sitting there, get on the boat; it'll be much faster.
See, I would have never thought that. I thought the boat would be taking a lot longer, and it's also going to save you a lot of steps if you're at the beach club.
Right.
I mean, if you don't want to walk all the way over to the Skyliner.
Yeah, it moves more slowly, but the Skyliner has a longer
Yeah, it's got the
track
big.
that it has to go. Plus, you have to disembark
Yep, you got
and
to
get in the
transfer.
line to get on another Skyliner, and that's where it loses the time.
Yeah, and it
So,
depends how many people are at Caribbean Beach. But what I say is use all Disney transportation. It's part of the fun.
Skyliner's fun.
Exactly. You do
That's
them
just
both.
fun.
You got to ride a boat. You got to ride a monorail. You got to ride you got to do it all. It's
Yeah.
even a bus at some point. You got to take a bus. Yeah, you got to do it. It's part of the deal.
Yeah. Oh, I did not know that they gave out bus tokens
I
now.
got one my last trip.
Got
Yeah,
one.
did it look like wood? Is like a little
A
wood
little
token?
wood. It
Yeah,
looked like a
same. I got
wheel.
one of those. Yeah. me
And I'm
too.
like, this has got to be just a thing that
Where'd mine go?
this particular bus driver is giving out, because he was very happy because he was 2 days away from retirement, and
I'd
he's
be
like,
happy too.
well, there was one moment where we were there on the Epcot bus, and he's like, well, I'm supposed to stay here for a certain amount of time. He says, but I'm not going to get in trouble at this point.
Let's
He looks
roll.
at everyone. He turns around to the 8 of us on the bus and he goes, how many of you here want a magical moment and get back to your resort 4 or 5 minutes early?
Let's
We're like,
roll.
yeah. And he goes, all right, I retire. Like he was like the cop who has 2 days left and doesn't care anymore. He's just like,
Exactly.
I'm rolling now. They can write me up. I'm done tomorrow.
I'd be careful, guys. Last day he's going to take the bus home with him.
Yeah, he was great. I gave him a cast compliment.
I love that.
Compliment at the bottom there. Mentioned his name. He says, "Everyone, tell me you give me I gave a magical moment, and that's what we'll." Like, okay, magical moment. There we go. He gave us those little wooden tokens with the wheel.
Yeah, yeah.
And Walt Disney World on them, which is a nice little plus. What was the circumstances of you getting yours?
I just got on the bus at the studios. That's the day I was down with my dad. When we didn't have tickets, right? My dad didn't want to go to a park. He had on penny loafers. I'd have killed him if I'd have taken him into a theme park that day. So I just wanted to show him a little bit of Walt Disney World. So I was like, we'll do a monorail, we'll do a Skyliner. Took him to Beach Club for lunch. And then we went to Olivia's that night for dinner. So I just, took him around, we rode a boat. So, I showed him the entrance, like we went past the Magic Kingdom on the monorail. We rode the monorail like inside, the loop inside of Epcot. So we kind of see what it looked like inside of Epcot, stuff like that. Well, when we were over at the studios to catch the Skyliner, it was down. I couldn't believe it. Like that's where we were going to start to ride the Skyliner, go over to, because we're at Coronado. Took a bus to Coronado. It's like, we'll ride the Skyliner first. Get over there, down. I'm like, you got to be. And so I'm like, man, I've been building this all up for my dad. This is what I do. This is what I do for a living, all this stuff. Like, you really know what you're doing, don't you? Like, every first thing we do, get over to the Skyliner, down. I'm like, okay, we're switching plans. We're going to get on a bus. We're going to go to the Magic Kingdom and try from there. So when we got on a bus there, this bus driver was just like, hey, everybody, he was super happy. He just gave everybody these little things as you got on. He did, boom. And it was only, it was like 10 in the morning. He's like, let's go. And there was like same thing, like 6 people on the bus. And he just was super happy to give everybody a token.
My old broadcasting instincts are coming in. I'm seeing like the timer says like 52 minutes. So I want to make sure I get 2 more things in.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, because we got about 5-6 minutes left. So boom.
Yeah.
I love it.
So the day that I was on my own, I went to the Magic Kingdom, and I went there during the fireworks. I posted in the Discord the video of me alone in Pirates of the Caribbean. It is just me on my own boat with nobody there going through Pirates of the Caribbean, which was a surreal and absolutely amazing experience.
Or some people's nightmare. Could be.
Yeah. No, the Small World is a nightmare. Small World's a nightmare.
Yes.
This was quite nice. And when I got out, the park was empty because everyone was watching the fireworks. And I started at the Pirates of the Caribbean Plaza, and I took a picture of the fireworks over the archway that's there. And then I walked around and I took a picture of the fireworks with nobody standing there in front of the Tortuga. It used to be Tortuga, but that place that's going to be the Pirate Lounge near where Pecos Bill is. And then I walked around and got the fireworks, took a picture of the fireworks over the empty rivers of America. I took a picture of the fireworks over the empty Hall of Presidents with like the red flames shooting up over the sky. I got it over the walkway between Fantasyland and the Liberty Square, and I got them by Peter Pan. It was like this fireworks photo safari, and I'm looking back at the pictures now, and I'm like, there's truly nobody in any of these pictures. It was amazing experience, like walking through an empty park with fireworks going around on all around me.
Now, is that true? Because I took a picture in Disneyland when I was out there in February for the races. It was a sunset picture in Frontierland that I loved.
Mhm.
And there were like 8, maybe 10 or 12 people probably in the picture. And because of the new Apple update, I just wiped them out. It looks like there's nobody standing
Yeah.
in Frontierland under the sign
These
because all you got
these
to do is
are
highlight them now and boom,
these
they're
are
gone.
legit with nobody in them. I was walking around. Okay, on this one that I'm looking at now, there is one person way off to the right. I think it's a cast member.
Yeah.
But like the picture over Pecos Bill, empty
That's
streets.
awesome. No, I get, yeah, 'cause it is kind of strange because you can be there during the busiest times, and every once in a while you will catch a stretch. Like even in the Magic Kingdom, where like, where's everybody? You get that on the cruise ships all the time. You know, there's
Yeah.
4,000 people on a cruise ship, and you get up early in the morning. You're like,
Everyone's
where'd
asleep.
everybody go? Like, am I the only one on this ship? It's
The
so weird.
the other awesome experience we had that everyone has said you have to do, and I'll go on this. We went to Animal Kingdom and we wanted to do Flight of Passage, but it was like that Saturday of President's Day weekend. The parks were going to be at their most crowded, so we wake up early, we go there, and we get in, and the line already says 110 minutes. So we're like, no, not doing it. We went and got like the 4th or 5th safari truck, and everything was awake. The zebras were running across the savannah. The lions, all 3 of them, were hanging on the edge of the rocks, staring down the rhinos on the other side like they wanted to just go and grab a quick breakfast. Everything was up, everything was active. Do yourself a favor and get the early safaris. Best thing. Do that instead of Flight of Passage. If you've already done Flight of Passage,
Well, that's old school, right? I mean, before Flight of Passage, that was the thing to do. That or
that was
Everest.
the rope
I mean,
drop.
yeah, that was before Everest. That was rope
Yeah,
drop, and then Everest,
and
and that kind of went back and forth.
it's an easy one to get now, first thing in the morning. So if you've already done Flight of Passage and you have a day, take some time out. Do the early morning safari. Really, really good experience.
Well, Eric, hey, it's so good to talk to you again. Great tips, and thanks for taking us down to Walt Disney World. So, what do you got on the horizon here soon? Anything coming up? Anything big?
I have a surprise Disney cruise next week. My girlfriend was looking through a whole bunch of things. She says, "Oh, this is a really good rate." So I am hopping on the Dream, the only Disney cruise ship I've ever been on. I've been on one, so it's not like I've cruised a lot. And me and her 2 daughters are going down to Cozumel
Nice.
for April for spring break. Nice to get a last minute cruise in. We were thinking that this is something we would be able to do when we retire, but no, like we were just looking at things like, okay, let's
Heck yeah.
go for this. My first trip with the 2 girls. I'm looking forward to a nice, relaxing time.
Good luck with that.
So, yeah,
That'll be fun.
they're lovely.
It'll be
They're
fun.
lovely.
No, it'll be awesome.
Still
It's awesome, but I mean, yeah.
Well, she said the nice thing about the Disney cruise ships is, hey, you're going to the club, right? We're going to be in the adults only section for a while.
Yes.
We're going to be at this chair, go everywhere you want, and you don't see them for a few hours.
100%, Eric. You need 2 words: vibe and edge. Those are the 2 key words.
I think it'll be fine. And the girls are great. So the only thing I am is like, this is my first time sharing a room on a vacation with 3 different women.
Well, so I do this all the time, and let me just tell you, the one thing I've had to do in the past in your situation is I've had to shower in the senses, like the club up there, the rainforest room. I've had to go up there, like where you get your shower after you run in the morning in the gym. I've showered up there before, so I'm just saying.
I was thinking about buying the census thing this trip.
Yep, I have.
So is it worth it? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I have, because I like those heated. They have these heated stone like lounger things. Oh, but the problem is I just fall asleep. And so, is it worth it to pay the money? But it is good sleep, and those things, I have a really tore up back for all the running I do. So yeah, maybe. I mean, it is vacation. It's time to treat yourself. I just buy it for Pam if she wants it, but yeah, I have. And then they have all the scented showers and all that kind of stuff. Again, it's a splurge. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Sometimes you got to just spend the money.
Sometimes you do. You're exactly right. Boy,
we're Disney people.
We are.
One thing we do is spend money and treat ourselves.
Well, I mean, I have 2 daughters. They spend it for me, so I just give the credit card and be like, you know what? I'll just keep wearing the same clothes for 10 years. That's just.
No, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to being my first vacation with them. As the family.
Oh, you have a blast, 100%.
With their family unit.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. So we'll have to talk about it. Give us a holler on a Sunday night show and give us some highlights, and then we'll do a show about it. So, hey, have fun. And we're legends down in Cozumel. Scotty G, Paige, and myself were 2-time Amazing Race winners. Yeah. So if they ask,
I'll look for the plaque.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's a monument right on the water. Right on the water. Like a statue of Phil Kagan or Kogan, whatever his name is, and us.
Yep, and right next to them, a little bit smaller. For you two.
Exactly. Eric, you take care of yourself, and good luck the rest of the school year. Finish it up for us. All right. Don't forget, our show is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you get to your next Disney adventure. Adventures out there. Go have some fun. We'll help you plan that next trip for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so much for your support over on Patreon. You guys make this all possible. The video hosting, the audio hosting, the bandwidth, all that stuff. It's because of your support on Patreon. $5 a month is all it costs. And for that support, get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest every week. Coming over this week, we'd love to have you at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can give me a follow on the social media at beourguestmike. I'm on X, Instagram, and Threads. And we'll have a live call-in show this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. And Scotty G's back. So give us a call. We could talk Disney, and Scott will have all of his Hawaiian. He'll be saying "oh no" and stuff like that. He's practically native of the islands at this point. So yeah, give us a call. We'll be talking all the fun Disney news. And in between, join us in the clubhouse. We have fun over there. It's our Discord server. It's like a live chat that goes 24/7 with great Disney friends. We have about 1,300 folks over there right now. Coming over. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. Free for everybody. We'll see you over there today. All right, we're going to jump out of here. We'll be back again on Wednesday with more of your listener questions. But until then, for Eric out in Connecticut, who's finishing up a school year, and we appreciate all of our teachers. I'm Mike here in Missouri. You guys have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.